My boy Dan, what's up?
What's going on, man?
All right, so yeah, I really don't have a camera because I'm focused on this man right here. His name is Dan, also known as
Dan2theL.
Dan2theL. Describe how you got that name and what made you say, that's what I'm gonna go by.
Honestly, it's not a cool story, but basically an old friend from the neighborhood just said it out loud one day, and I typed it in on my phone. And I was like, that's kind of a cool way to spell Daniel. So it's been my @ name on Twitter for years. So I just stuck to it and just put shot by Dan2theL.
Dan2theL.
Yeah.
So do you ever get misconfused? Because I've heard Dan2theReal.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
Just Dan, Dan with the cam. I've heard that one before. Yeah,
it gets crazy, man. People come up with different stuff, but sometimes I correct it, sometimes I don't. So it's just let it flow. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been Envy Vision. I've been Vision Films. I've been a lot of funny things.
Yeah, it gets funny, but I was thinking about changing it, but I've done so much already. It's just I don't know if I want to do that brand change just yet. But
you're a firm believer in sticking with your brand as long as you can, or write it out?
A bit of both, because I feel like brand change can add more value at some point, but sticking with the same thing, people see it consistently, and it might be easier for them to find you or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great point. So I want to get into what everybody's getting into right now, and that's becoming an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship, it's everything 2021 on has been that inspiration maybe was due to the pandemic. Everybody kind of realized. Take us back to your moment when you had that thought, the inspiration, that it was just I'm about to just go full force with this.
Honestly, I wasn't I'm gonna, just go 100% at music videos. It kind of fell in my lap, which was kind of like a blessing. I was working at a normal 9 to 5. I was at a call center. I did a music video for an old friend in high school, and then another guy that used to follow me by name is Poet, and Felly. Yeah, they both booked me for a music video pretty much back to back, maybe that weekend.
Nice.
And then after I did those 2 videos, another person hit me, and then it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
So totally blessed for those situations and what they did to get more people to book with me and all that good stuff. Yeah,
man. Shout out to the OGs that hold us down from the beginning, allow us to fuck up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shout out to them. Honestly, I still take care of them to this day. So if they need anything, they know who to hit.
Definitely. Yeah, sometimes, with old friends and business, it kind of gets twisted, right?
Yeah.
They don't know when that boundary kind of curves a little bit more this way.
Luckily with that situation, I knew of them, but I wasn't really friends with them. I wouldn't go hang out with them. Right. We just knew of each other. So they kept it business, I kept it business, which was really fortunate. I've been in situations where, I was I'm gonna do it for a friend, and it didn't turn out how I wanted it to be. So I'm grateful that they, they're the first people to actually pay me for a music video and pay me for a service. So they really set the tone to I could, move forward with this.
So were there any main obstacles or issues that you kind of ran into during that process of starting your own business or starting Dan2theL as the full film production?
I don't think there was really any obstacles. It was really just, I was just moving off of passion, because at the end of the day, I love music. So as long as I could stay busy doing something music related, it just kept me going. So
did you do music, play music?
No, but I dabbled with engineering, making beats.
In the studio?
Yeah, so that stuff, I always gravitate towards it.
That's fire. Did you ever produce, or did you just do the mixing?
I did make beats. I know producing and making beats might be a little bit different, but you know, I even managed a couple like high school friends. That's where I'm kind of speaking on. But yeah, I made beats. I've recorded artists, managed them a little bit, and yeah, just have my feet in music at every point.
I first heard of Dan's videos through our friend Bomani.
Oh yeah.
I learned about Bomani through one of my boys, and I started like following Bomani, and then I saw him doing these music videos on his guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, this is creative as fuck, good shit. And then I was like, who did it? And I was like, ah, Dan. And what was the company? I forgot the collective. It was.
So yeah, that's actually the friends at high school that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Bomani came on a little bit later because we kind of found him. I forget where we found him, but I think he was like at an open mic or something.
Nice.
And he gravitated towards us. We gravitated towards him. So we did like a little management for him, but you know, we split ways and nothing bad, but
time moves.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's definitely a genius when it comes to music. But yeah, we had a group called Capital City Collective, and it started out as Capital City Music Group, then Capital City Collective. Yeah, it was just like 4 or 5 artists, and eventually everybody just separated ways. So
I've been there before. I had same story back in the day. Managed groups, produced with groups, beat making, graphics. Essentially, everybody just got older. Life changes. Have kids. You have work. You have life. You know.
Yeah.
And then later on, you know, we still talk. We're still mutual. Everybody's cool with each other. But yeah, you know, I found out that I wasn't into music like I thought I was, but I love music.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I love video. It was something special about it. So I think that all has a reason why you are Dan today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely molded me because it made me learn like everything as far as like how to do a service for an artist. You know, sometimes they might be a little like choosy on what they want, which is okay and understandable. But you gotta kind of learn how to like, okay, they like these type of things, and you know, just put that into the business that we're doing today. So it definitely molded me and helped me build on what I could do better.
So speaking of today, where we're here at TrailrPark Studios, tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, me and my partner Jess, we opened up TrailrPark Studios in, I think 2021. I'm bad with dates, but yeah, we got the opportunity to travel a few times to do music videos. Went to LA, Atlanta, Florida, New York, and stuff like that. So we noticed that a lot of places like that have places for people to do content and, you know, just have a space for people to, you know, enjoy. So there are a few places here, but we wanted to kind of cater to, you know, custom sets like a jail cell, a hospital, you know, where people could come in and act. They don't have to resource out and go to an actual hospital and get permits and all that. So
that sucks, by the way.
Yeah, me and my partner just, you know, just you know, invested into it, and it is what it is today.
So a lot of people are scared, right? Like a lot of people, when they get to that, past the idea, I have an idea, then they have like, oh, I know how to do it. Then it comes into that investment time. It comes into that, not just money, you know, like you don't think about money as investment. You think of like, the money pays for the investment, right? It's not the investment, it's not the money, it's the reason behind it, the purpose behind it. That mindset, how do you get that? Like, how did you come to that? Like, I'm gonna take this leap to make this. I mean, this is, when y'all see this footage, y'all see the place, it's like a really big warehouse, right? And it's used properly. Like that doesn't take, I'm gonna start a clothing line. That the clothing line is hard. You gotta find your graphic artist, but then you put it on a shirt and you sell it. This is like maintain, this is maintenance, this is creative ideas, this is listening to your community, this is listening to people who your partners and like, what is that mindset? Like, what does that do for you?
Honestly, it's with anything, I feel like you just got to take a risk. Without risk, there's no reward. It's not even I look for a reward. It's just like, I really enjoy doing this stuff. So whether or not it's not whether or not, like, if the studio's not making what it needs to do to make ends meet, like, I'll still do my best to, you know, really like uphold it and take out of my funds to do it if I needed to. But it's really just, I think, just passion. Like, just find something you're passionate about and, you know, just go all in.
It takes a lot of passion.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in situations where, you know, I worked a 9 to 5 and, you know, just going there every day. I think about that at times, like, I don't want to go back and have to work for somebody, or, you know, I don't want to have to change my outfit to be at a spot. Or
you want to be Dan.
Yeah, I want to be Dan. I hated, like, going to a job. You had to shave your face and have a certain haircut, certain clothes, and even though you are a good employee, you just stuff like that.
What does my image have to do with my work?
Exactly.
Right? And I get it. There's like a time and place, right?
Yeah.
Like, but every day clocking in, seeing the same people, we're in the same grind, we're all most likely in the same situations, different stories.
Yeah.
Like we out here getting it regardless, right?
Yeah. Those moments, like, I'm grateful because they definitely taught me how to, like, run a business, because I did a lot of service and fast food stuff. So it definitely helped me. But those moments like that, like, humble me and, you know, forced me to kind of keep going. So
that was gonna be my next question, was like, what were those moments that made or inspired this journey that is Dan2theL or TrailrPark Studios?
I say definitely not having nothing. Like, I mean, it wasn't like I was, like, on the streets or nothing, right. But you know, just not having enough funds to do rent, pay bills. So being in those situations definitely, you know, puts me in a different mode. Also seeing people, like when I return a video and the video does really good, and seeing somebody else's life change because of a video that you've been a part of, that's a different, like, motivator too. You know, seeing people's reactions to your videos, your work. Also just creating, like, a community. Like, I love seeing people like you come in here, or Nahar, whoever, like, does creative stuff, come in here and really enjoy it. So that definitely, like,
it's a blessing for us. It's a blessing for us because it helps us expand our brand, and, like, in that we build friendships, we build partnerships, whether it's in business or it's personal. Like, I'm a firm believer you can have a strong business relationship with no personal relationship, and vice versa, and that's okay. We have to utilize each other
for sure,
the way that uplifts us both, not just ability to, like, make you rich. Then I'm just like, oh, give me this, give me that. It's like, no, get rich. All we ask is, like, put it back into the community.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is, these videographers, and you fucking build us an establishment that we can all come in here and utilize and make our visuals look better than what we could go out there maybe and find or afford. You know what I'm saying? So the financial gain, and that's why I say a lot of people, the investment may not have been to the viewers of, like, that moment. Yeah. They saw the money and, like, oh, he has a building and he can run his own business. It's like, yeah, that's part of it. But, like, me, like, I'm a testament to that. It's like that ability to do that for us is, like, a purpose. And a lot of it is what inspires us to, like, continue on, take these risks, let us be the risk takers. We love being risk takers, right? Obviously.
For sure.
So how long have you been full-time?
Full-time, I think I'm going on my 7th year.
Hey, clap it up for that one right there.
Appreciate it. Yes, 7 years I've been doing videography, like, learning it since I was 11, and really took it serious for about 7 years, where I actually started getting booked.
First thing you filmed, what was it?
First thing I filmed, my dad, luckily he had like an old VCR camcorder.
Hell yeah.
And he never used it, so took it one day, and I loved cartoons at the time, so I tried to do some stop motion stuff. But with VCRs,
stop motion?
Yeah, with VCRs, it's like every, I think, 2 seconds. So you'll hit it, it'll play the scene for 2 seconds, and then it'll flip. And then it'll flip, like a very slow cartoon. So I kind of learned that a little bit.
Gems, give them gems, wow.
Yeah, and then I think after that, like, I always had love for music even when I was a kid. So I would rip a song off of YouTube, and this is like Windows Movie Maker era, like way back. But rip a song off of like YouTube. Oh no, it was LimeWire.
ShareBear, Napster.
You should just
BearShare, whatever that shit.
I forgot about that one. But yeah, so rip something off of there, and then I'll take the VCR camera. So if the artist was talking about, I don't know, like a tree, I'd go outside and film a tree, and then just match stuff with the lyrics. So.
That boy said he was making old school analog music videos. Y'all, come on, put some respect on the man's name out here.
Appreciate
That's
it.
fire, bro. I didn't know that. So that's something cool to learn too. Like, I don't see it. Like, I don't know your history. I don't know your past. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to come in here. It's like, I want to learn Dan. I like Dan. I like his business mindset. I like who he is personally. Like, you're charming, man. Like, you have a great vibe to come into. You're welcoming. Like, that's hard to find. So a lot of people build egos and personalities, and especially as somebody who skyrocketed from where you were to who you are now. Like, seeing that in the game, it's like, dang, that boy came out like Jordan, came out like LeBron, Kobe. Like, fuck, he's letting people know respectfully.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Put the fucking stamp on that motherfucker's name. You know what I'm saying? No, but I like that, and like I said, I just giving flowers when flowers are due.
Thank you. I really appreciate that for sure.
Nah, man, bro. Like I said, man, you inspire everybody here, man. Like, whether they want to admit it or not, they got to come here because their clients are going to ask to come here. Their clients say, do you know where a jail is? Do you know where a hospital bed? You're going to be like, TrailrPark Studios. Yeah, even if you don't like to say that, it's going to have to happen. That's some respect. That's what I like to put on the table. I'll bleep that part out, but yeah.
I appreciate that. That truly means a lot.
Yeah, man, humbling, man. Like, I always look around here when I come in here. I just get excited. It don't matter how, I filmed a lot of music videos in here. I film a lot of project stuff. I don't care how many times I come in here. It just feels good to come in here because it's that creative, that juice is in here.
Cool.
It stays in here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Definitely. So you got my stamp of approval on that one. Risk is the name of this game. What risks would you say you never thought you could take, and how did it pay off?
I would say maybe investing into like a good camera. And I'll say investing in it here. So investing in a good camera, like I wasn't gonna, because before then I was using like, it was like a Best Buy camera, one of the cheap ones. And I was trying to do music videos. I think it was like a Nikon. Yeah, it was a Nikon. But yeah, I tried to do music videos on there. Stuff wasn't looking crispy and stuff, so. Once I invested into, it was a GH4, Panasonic GH4, and I think people really liked the quality of that one. So as soon as I did that, it kind of like also let the snowball go a little bit quicker. But I never thought like, hey, I'm gonna put X amount of dollars into this camera and I should receive X amount of dollars back. I never thought of it like that. I just wanna better my craft.
Yeah.
And I think when you do that, when you think about, oh, what can I do to better my craft? The money will just come however. Because I think people gravitate towards someone that's really passionate about something. I think that's a better return than asking like, hey, let me get X, Y, and Z from you. So
right. No, it definitely makes sense. A lot of people do get that. If I get a better camera, or if I get a faster this, or if I do this, or it's never like, it's always just you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And that's what a lot of people always forget, especially when you're in the grind mode and you're in survival mode, I like to say, right? A lot of times us as creatives, we're in survival mode.
For sure.
And we're trying to figure out how are we gonna capitalize off of our creative spot and our creative juice that we we have. And sometimes, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna go all in for this camera. It's gonna make me this. And it's not always the case.
Yeah, I actually went through that with getting the Red. I mean, it's a lovely camera, best camera that I've held. So, I spent X, Y, and Z on that, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get big budget shoots, gonna do this and this. Turns out, it actually like lessened the amount of clients I take on a month, because I was trying to, get people to do higher budget stuff.
Yeah.
And then invested into like a smaller camera that's more run and gun. And that kind of, boosted it up that way. So, you know, those investments, you kind of just learn if, you know.
Was that a Dan purchase or was that a Dan2theL purchase?
The red?
Yeah.
Probably both. Both.
So if you look at it like your client Dan2theL camera is your running gun one. Dan wanted this camera, which is my camera, but that's how I look at this camera.
Yeah.
That was my big investment.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Eric's camera.
Yeah.
That's for Eric to, when he's ready to make that movie, to make that TV show, to do that. It's there. Hey, y'all want to help pay for it? I'll do some work for y'all.
Yeah.
But that's my camera. That's why I say that's my baby.
Yeah. That's how it is for me. I think it more so of the red as like a trophy almost. Yeah. Even if it didn't get booked or didn't get used as I wanted it to, like I made that leap and made an effort. So I probably would never. Yeah.
Because I could. Yeah. I did because I could. Sometimes that's all it takes. There's no excuse for that. It's just, that's the fucking reason. Sometimes I do it because I can.
Yeah.
That's my flex. That's how we flex. Fucking buy unnecessary lenses, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, it's like a trophy to me. I still use it kind of frequently, probably like 5 or 6 times a month. But yeah, I'm just glad I did do it because I got to learn, you know, a cinema camera, which is really no different from a regular DSLRs. That was investment. And then what was it? Like the main thing was like what investment?
Oh, just like the risk. Like how did it pay off? Did it?
TrailrPark was definitely a risk that me and Jess really didn't know what we're gonna make it. You know, we signed like a 2-year lease here, so we had to like prepare ourselves. And luckily, you know, a lot of people gravitate towards it, and we're super grateful. Grateful for the opportunity even to move out of here and get a bigger space. So everything seems to be going in the right direction, and just hope it keeps going that way.
Right. Now, like I said, this is a blessing, not just for you, man, but for all of us. So we kind of like thank Dan for the risk, taking those risks for us, you know. Like,
hey, man, thank y'all for, you know, believing. If it wasn't for y'all, there wouldn't be, you know what I mean? So.
So entrepreneurship can be a game of highs and lows. Mm-hmm. What is your greatest challenge so far, and how did you overcome that?
Greatest challenge.
This is raw, you know, be raw with it. Like let people really know. Cause I mean, definitely for me, biggest challenges were always finances, right? It's like you put so much of these risks up that you really don't have something for yourself. So
that's, I think a big challenge that I'm going through probably right now, I mean, it's probably more so of like a personal myself, is when you do kind of take these risks and, you know, you're doing it with just you or maybe one other person, it does get a little like lonely, or like, am I doing this right? Should I, you know, reach out to somebody? Should I, you know, do whatever I need to do to make things happen? But I think I've got accustomed to, you know, just staying down in my mind and just keep pushing forward, and then usually, you know, the light will come out. So I think it's just really when those moments happen, it does get dark. Like, you know, you think you're by yourself, but, you know, you have people like you to come bring in a light, and like, oh, like it is like doing something. It is helping others. So
the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right. The less selfish sometimes, right? Like you kind of like, damn, I'm hurting, everybody else is happy, but it's utilizing for something that I took a risk, you know?
Yeah.
Does it feel like that, or?
It's more so like, it kind of feels like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, for example, like we're trying to get this space to a bigger space. Mm-hmm. I've never dealt with real estate before. I've never dealt with, you know, banks and, you know, permits and X, Y, and Z. I don't know nobody that's been in that world. So for somebody that's never been there, it's kind of like you're in the dark, and, you know, it does take a little bit more of risk to get those things done. But when I kind of sit back and think, just keep doing what you're doing, try to do everything the right way, the best that you can, and at the end of the day, the light should, you know, come out. So you're gonna go through highs and lows. And just really just sticking through, I feel like you know, like I said, the light will shine at the end of the day. It don't rain forever. So.
And would you say, like, on the flip side, this is the reward of everything that comes to it, is everything that you've collected, the gems that you've learned, stuff like that?
Yeah, I think the reward will probably be more so, to me, what I see as a reward is like maybe people coming in and like they get super excited and start running around and like they don't know what to like, you know, shoot, and it's like almost like a kid, you know, like a grown person. I mean, it's not in a bad way, but like
we're all kids.
Seeing a grown person come in here and be super excited, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. That kind of like is a reward to me, you know. Seeing people come in and out, appreciate everything is a reward, whether it's booking here or booking with me.
You know, in saying that, kind of brought an idea to me that I was thinking a while back, and it was that us as videographers, our camera takes us and unlocks doors that a lot of people never see.
Definitely.
To a certain extent, that becomes not always a pleasant experience for us. Like it's draining, it's work, right? It's not like we don't get to sit there and party with everybody. It's like we're working. And so we get to those points where like, it's just like, I mean, it's just another trip on a yacht or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But to the average client or friend or something who doesn't have no idea what goes on around, they're like, oh my God, you're doing this. And oh my God, you have that. And it's like this excitement, and you forget like, dang, I was once excited on that first opportunity.
Yeah.
Does that happen for you a lot? Or?
Yeah, especially when I go out of town. Like I love traveling at times. Yeah, because the only thing I hate about traveling is taking the equipment there, because I'm just so anxious and like hope nothing goes wrong with the equipment, you know, luggage is lost or whatever. Never happened to me. I hope it don't. But, you know, just being at shoots where, you know, someone does get a yacht, it's not necessarily, oh, I get to have fun and turn up with everybody. You still got to get the moments of where people are having fun. So,
and then they're like, did you have fun? You're like, my fucking arms sore, I'm sunburned on my face.
Yeah, it does. You do go through those moments. But it's kind of cool because at the same time you're recording what you've been through. So if I was on a yacht a few years ago, you're like, oh, like go back to that video and, you know, have like a documentation that you did do these certain things or travel to these certain areas. So there's pros and cons for sure.
Do you keep all your footage?
I don't. Well, not raw footage. I do keep the final projects. When somebody kind of like drops it or releases it. I let it sit for a couple of weeks, and then I'll
I have like a 30-day thing too. It's like, if you didn't want it, you never asked for it. I'll tell you beforehand, like, hey, if you want your footage, bring your hard drive, give it to me. I'll dump all the stuff. I don't want your footage. I'll use your B-roll footage because like technically I own it, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want your performance footage. Take all your performance. I don't need you. Like, I love your final product. I used all the best shots. I guarantee it. I'm gonna use that regardless. So
for sure.
And some clients don't understand it. Like, you're gonna use I really don't want to use your footage. Please take it. I don't want it. But I don't want you to delete it. I don't want to delete it. I feel bad sometimes.
Yeah, I do. Before deleting, I'm just like, man, I stare at the computer for like 30 seconds. I'm like, I need memory. All right, come on.
Then you see that 100 gig clear up, and you're like, it's all right. I did that project 3 months ago. They ain't say nothing. That's funny. That's how we live. Sorry, y'all. So building a business takes everything, personal time, money, health, all that, right? Sometimes you got to be resilient, probably crazy to keep doing this over and over. Do you feel that you've had moments where you just want to like throw it all and go jump back into a normal 9-to-5 life?
Not 9 to 5, because I absolutely hate that idea.
Well, let me just hop back in line. Because I think we're the strayers.
It'll probably be more so like, let me just stop doing like videos for a little bit. Let me see if I could dabble in something else that I like. I really like football, so maybe like some football related stuff, or some sports, or, you know.
Change of scenery.
Yeah, change of scenery. I recently started doing more stuff outside of music videos. I used to just strictly just music videos, rap and hip hop. But recently I've been doing I did a couple of weddings, which was a little cool change. Did a couple little small commercials, which was a cool change. So I think dabbling in with other stuff, you know, it don't hurt. You could kind of like refresh and like make you more motivated to come back to do what you normally do.
Yeah. Add some of those elements into your day-to-day music video life, and you start seeing, oh shit, okay, it kind of works here. It helps set a different tone and bring. That's the growth, man. That's what I love. That's what I love. That's why I'm never getting stuck in the same wheel. You know?
It does happen.
It does. Whether it be naysayers or doubt or disbelief growing up, whatever, was there anything that like really kind of like skewed your mindset?
It's kind of, let me think. I mean, as a kid, I feel like my mom, she like always believed in me and whatever I did. So I think that's what kind of motivated me to kind of like, you know, whatever I set my mind to, I could do it. But you know, I did have, you know, friends in high school that like, what are you gonna do? Or, you know, relationships in high school, like, you need to do this, or you need to, you know, go this route. But I think if you just really stick down to what you like, and you know, something might come out of it.
It's just everybody has that, you know, environment that we all come from. Some of it are boosters, some of them are people that push you down. You know, and very lucky to have the ability to pass through those people that push you down, you know, and some people don't know how, some people aren't even aware of it.
That's true.
Because it becomes repetitive, and that's just all they know.
Yeah, I think in those cases, it's like you said, it might be somebody just not knowing, but I think as long as you just do what you think is right, and you know, try to progress forward at some extent, you know, good things could come out of it for sure.
Definitely focus on yourself, focus on your task, your mission. Definitely. That's probably like the key to all of this. All of this happens, right? When you clock out and you turn off the lights, you walk out of here and you're with your partner. It's Dan. There's no Dan2theL, there's no Trailer Park. It's just Dan. Like, how does Dan come back up to life to provide that power source for all this?
It's honestly just, I feel like just motivation to kind of reach my goal. And my main goal right now is obviously to get the new space. It does take a lot to get those things done. So when I wake up, that's the first thing I think of. And that could go with anything. If you're trying to be the best football player, I'm pretty sure the best football player thinks of football right when they wake up, or the best chef, you know, they probably think, oh, how can I do better cooking this or whatever. But it's, I don't know, just reaching your goal. That's what kind of makes me move forward, and you know, makes me want to keep working at something. And I've seen it work before, so I know it's possible. So just keep pushing forward.
That's actually good, because it kind of leads into my next question, which is, it's often said that success is the journey, not the destination. How do you define success for your business and for yourself? And how does that definition, has it evolved over time from what you first started this to where you're at now?
My end goal or destiny for everything that we see.
The day that you become Dan full time.
Okay. I feel like the end goal would probably be, we definitely want to open more locations, and you know, have locations in different cities, hopefully different states, to where you know, we could manage it from afar and just have them just run. At the same time, maybe invest into some other stuff. Really going into another studio space, we kind of like the real estate scene, so maybe doing something cool with that. I think I'll always have a love or passion towards either music or film, so maybe doing a little bit more beat making, make that come back to life, or you know,
score your own movie.
I've been looking at some stuff to do, like actual film. I got inspired by this one movie we just saw the other day. You should check it out too. It's called Fall Guy.
Fall Guy. That's with what's his name? Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Fall Guy. Why does that sound so familiar?
But basically, it's about a stunt guy. So it has a bunch of like film pointers and stuff. Yeah. I really enjoyed it, but that kind of motivated me. Like, man, I should do something like a short or something. So
I think you should, man. I think you definitely have a great eye for DP. So you light great music videos.
Appreciate it.
You capture depth, which I think is very good, and you capture coloring, so you know how to set a tone, set a mood for a film. I think those three elements are great for any start. Defining what gear you use, diffusers and all that shit. You'll learn all that because you're gonna have experience with it and stuff, but you have what it takes to really just take that risk away from music videos and like say, hey, this is for Dan, right? I'm a big, I always tell people, like, I separate Envision Films or Envy with Eric. And I had to learn that the hard way as I got older and I had kids, and I started having to learn, like, yo, if you're Envision Films all day long with kids, like, you might as well just not even be in the household.
Yeah, I think that's something I'm kind of learning now too. Yeah. I'm kind of learning to like detach myself from, like, oh, I gotta be on the grind 24/7. I mean, there are perks to it, but it does take away from, like you said, like maybe like the health or your mental health, your relationships.
Takes away from Dan.
Yeah, that too.
Daniel, right?
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely a learning experience for sure to kind of, learn that.
The main balance I found with that was honestly as simple as a schedule book. Not on my phone. I tried the phone. It just didn't last for me. It didn't feel, I was on too many other apps to go to this app to remember. But when you have your book or your calendar, your planner, your scheduler right there on a spot and with a pencil on top of it, kind of like write some shit down. Like it's telling you, like, yo, write down. And then fill in that pen, like fill in the writing, and then your body movement, it all connects with your brain and you remember. That's what helps you get that, I have something to do.
Okay.
Versus this is just like another
I might have to try that.
It helped me so much. And it got to the point where, like, on my calendar on my phone, like every day at the same time, I have a reminder, like, call my son, because my son lives with his mom. So it's like, call. I'll drop everything I'm doing and call. Yeah. Not because I'm a bad parent and I forget, it's just I'm on that grind. Yeah. And that grind does not stop. We don't clock out. People don't realize, like, we don't clock out. Yeah. People clock out and they're like, oh, back at work. It's like, we're still in work mode. We don't have time to talk, oh, back at work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part where I was trying to ask you about, when does, like, Dan and Dan2theL and TrailrPark stop? And that's when, like, Daniel, or respectfully Daniel.
It's all good. Honestly, I don't think it does. It's tough because the goal, like, when I have my mindset on a goal, it's just like, I gotta get it. Like I said, I wake up and I think of it. That's the first thing I think of. So it's rare that it stops. It might stop if maybe we have some free time and me and Jess go on a date or something, or something like that. Unfortunately, there might have been something. Unfortunately, my grandfather had an accident, so it kind of like snapped me into like, okay, what's real? What needs to be like focused? Yeah. So maybe something like that could trigger like another entrepreneur that's kind of like on the grind. Because I had to not stop everything, but just redo my schedule to kind of like help and make sure everything's running smoothly at the house. So
as a videographer, you tend to live your life out of focus.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right? That's pretty.
We spend our whole life focusing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I like that. Yeah.
So there's a perspective to life for you that, I'm no therapist or nothing, so don't take my word for the gospel, but just what I vibe with, right? And I just, from experience, was like, there's say your life is a car, right? If you never stop to shut eye, eat food, gas up, relook at the map, what do you think would happen?
You'd be
burnt out. You die out.
Burnt out.
Before you get to your destination.
No nothing.
Yeah. So utilize those stops. Don't live in them. Enjoy them. Be them. The key to everything is like be in the moment, right?
Yeah.
But like in those moments is like do everything you possibly can, even if it's sleeping, right? And we take advantage of that sometimes too. Being our grind is like we're creative at 1 to 3 in the morning, 9 times out of 10, right?
Yeah.
And so enjoy those moments.
For sure.
Sleep. Don't be a victim of that. You got to wake up and grind and think, and like don't be a victim of that.
Yeah. I'm definitely going, like, I think this past year I've been doing what you're talking about. Like I used to be like, man, I'm feeling tired. Like I could really go to sleep right now, but I got to get this edit done. Now what I'll do is, you know, it ain't even like, it is important, but if I take this time to go to sleep and, you know, rest, and I come back to it at a better mind state, one, it's gonna be better for me and for the outcome of the, you know.
That's what I tell my clients, man. I'm like, yo, like it's gonna take me like one more day, but trust me, like I stepped back, I cleared my mind of it totally. I came back with a fresh approach. You're gonna get even a better video than I would have just gave you rushing it. Yeah,
that's why I've been on this past year, and it's honestly it like helps me. That kind of helped me focus on, like you said, maybe Daniel, you know. So taking those steps to do that, definitely taking me steps to focus on what I want to do and stuff like that. So
so I'm glad, man. Like I said, that's really like what I love to preach. Like, find Eric, Daniel, like find those people first, because they only create a better business. They're not gonna take away from our business.
For sure.
So those moments actually help our business. That's an investment to our health and stuff like that, you know.
For sure.
So keep a few more questions for you. Austin is growing in the young entrepreneurship. It's getting younger, getting more techie and everything. How do you feel your movement in this ecosystem has established or been branded, or, you know, any of that nature?
I think a lot of stuff, because like I said, I do like a lot of music videos, so a lot of popular things to do now is like the TikTok content, the vertical stuff.
Vertical reels,
so,
real world. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just gotta adjust. You gotta kind of know what the market is doing a little bit, and, you know, kind of lean towards those new movements or new changes. Just gotta adapt. You know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Just gotta learn. There's nothing wrong with learning something new. So.
Yeah. Do you have any people along the way that's just kept you pushing, allowed you to take those moments for Daniel?
Probably Jess. Family for sure. I think Jess does a great job. So I think if it wasn't for her, like I probably would have not been here, but it'd have been a way longer process.
A longer process. Yeah. And that's like the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm a big yin and yang guy. Like whether I'm the black and you're the white, or I'm the good, you're the bad for the moment, or whatever. Like they have to coexist.
For sure.
Because the value of it only goes higher when they can coexist.
Yeah.
You know, and having that extra partner, whatever kind of partner, business partner, relationship partner, both in y'all's situation. Like that's like some of those things that you're just like, man, how did I get this?
Yeah. Shout out her. She really puts her step forward to, you know, better what we got going. For example, like when I was doing music videos, she'd do everything she could to take out her phone and do behind the scenes, and, you know, just tag everybody, make sure my Instagram's kind of going. She's definitely on top of it. When it comes to any type of social media. So she was doing it. I didn't really realize how important it was. Yeah. Even when she manages like the Instagram here now, so she's doing a great job there. You know, she put this foot forward on, you know, looking for a space to do TrailrPark Studios. Like it was always an idea, like, oh, we want to open it. Just been talking about it. And then one day she was like, let's get in the car and just, you know, go look around. You know, and we ended up landing one of these.
Stumbled upon this greatness.
Yeah, so Shout out her.
Shout out Jess. So as you reflect through your journey, what legacy do you hope to leave behind through your business and the impact in our community?
I would like for other people just to, you know, see that it's possible, whatever you set your mind to. You know, just work at whatever you want to do. And I promise you, if you just grind for at least like 6 months to a year, just real hard, and, you know, don't pay attention to other people's opinions and stuff like that, I guarantee it, like, something will come out of it. Yeah, just anybody could do whatever they put their mind to. That's what I hope for people to know.
True facts right there. Looking ahead as you continue to shape the future of your business and inspire others with your journey, as you have and as I've stated, how do you envision TrailrPark Studios evolving and making an even greater impact within this Austin community?
So basically, the new layout that we're gonna go towards is we're gonna open a new location. It's gonna be bigger. So multiple sessions can happen at the same time. So if you book it, the other side will be open. So more content could be created. We're also gonna put a music recording studio in there. So, you know, people come in and do, you know, music, stuff like that, and instantly have a space to, you know, create a music video or have content, photo shoot, whatever. And we're also gonna do like a podcast room, so it could maybe host something like this again for you or other creators.
I'll be there.
Also have, it's big enough, so we're looking to do an outdoor venue, not a completely big outdoor, like, you know, like
album release party style.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Mixers.
And have some food trucks, just to have like a big compound, so where people could get motivated to, you know, work and, you know, just put out whatever they need to put out.
Keep them there.
Yeah. Just have a big hub. Eventually, maybe in the future, I would like to do like a record label type thing if things fall in line how I wanted to.
Right.
I think that would be cool, just to help artists here that I think are, you know, great and are working hard to, you know, maybe see what I could do to help them.
Nice. And to wrap it all up here on this real world, any closeouts, shout outs, any future things for yourself, anything, give us some information about this, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so shout out Jess for sure. Shout out my mom, shout out especially the first people that booked me. I appreciate y'all. Shout out Poet, Ellie, Promo Zay. There's a lot more to go. Sino, Wavy, all them people. So definitely check us out at TrailrPark Studios. Check me out at Dan2theL on Instagram. If y'all need any content, be sure to hit up InVision too.
Or Dan2theL.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the video.
Yeah. That's it for the real world, man. We out of this. TrailrPark Studios. Book now.
Appreciate you, my man.
My dog. Appreciate you.
No doubt. It felt good. Appreciate it for sure.